So you bought your first budget e-bike, or maybe you've owned one for quite a while. Well, today I want to share 5 items that I have learned to carry with me whenever I'm out on my e-bike. Now real quick guys, this video is brought to you by Capopop tire inflators. This is a really cool electric tire inflator that can actually be taken with you on either a car trip or a bike trip. More on this Capopop tire inflator later, but for now, let's go ahead and get back to my 5 items that I like to carry with me when I'm out on an e-bike ride. And item number 1 that I recommend everybody carry with them, no matter what type of bike you're actually riding, is a flat repair kit. One example is this is a tube repair kit. So no matter what bike you ride, if you're running tubes, you can use this kit to help repair any flats that come along your way. Now, if you happen to be running a tubeless setup, you'll need a different repair kit than this patch kit. You'll need a tubeless repair kit, and I'll put some links below for both of these repair kits. Now, the other thing that you should consider carrying along with a patch kit or a tubeless repair kit is a spare tube. Because sometimes tubes and tires are not fully repairable out on the trail, and having a spare tube on hand will definitely prevent you from having to walk a long distance to get back to your car. Now, the next accessory that I would definitely recommend carrying with you at all times is a spare light. The lights that typically come on most e-bikes are just gonna do an okay job. Having a spare light like one of these Magic Shine lights isn't gonna cost you a lot of money, but it's gonna give you a lot more light. For example, here is what a common e-bike light looks like here in the dark. And here's what the Alti 1500S looks like from Magic Shine. You can find almost all these lights for under $100, some of them for around 50 bucks. Having a spare light on hand in case it gets dark is definitely beneficial. But the other benefit of having one of these lights, you can actually put this on your handlebars and turn it onto a flashing mode. Now, putting this into a flashing mode and running this during the daytime is definitely beneficial, because what that's going to allow you to do is be more visible to all the traffic that's around you. And you definitely want to be as safe as possible. So this spare light not only works well during the nighttime, but it works really well during daytime rides. Now, the third thing might seem a little bit obvious, and that's some tools to actually work on your bike. However, there is one exception that you need to add something extra, and this will definitely save your day if you have any issues with the back of your bike. Now, if you have a rear hub motor, you're gonna have a 19mm nut on the back of it that's gonna be holding that motor onto the frame of the bike. Now, almost every multi-tool that I have has Allen keys, a screwdriver, and maybe a couple of wrenches. However, it doesn't ever come with a 19mm. 15mm seem to be the biggest size in almost every multi-tool I have. So one thing I would recommend is pick up one of these stubby ratcheting wrenches. They're only about $10, and this little guy could save your ride whenever you're out on the trail and something happens and you need to remove that back tire. You'll be thankful that you have this tiny little stubby ratcheting wrench that will work perfect to take off your back wheel. Now, 2 of the 3 tips so far that I've given you are all about repairing and maintaining your bike if you have trouble out on the trail. Now, one thing that you definitely need to take with you is some form of pump. Now, these fat tire e-bikes, 20-inch or 26-inch, take a large volume of air. And trust me, you do not want to air these things up with one of those little tiny hand pumps that you attach to the valve, and you pump this tire up for like an hour and you're exhausted afterwards. That's where an electric pump like this Capopop pump right here comes into play. Whenever you're riding on an e-bike, you don't have to worry about having extra weight with you all that much, because that motor is just gonna take you up those hills, take you down the trail with no problems, whether you add an extra pound here or there. Now, with this Capopop tire inflator, you are definitely gonna be able to inflate multiple tires with it with ease. After you attach this to the valve of your bike, with a push of a button, you can dial in the air pressure to exactly what you want, hit the start button, let it run, and just wait for it to fill up. And the nice thing about this, these things really don't weigh all that much. This one comes in at around a pound, and whenever you're adding this to the overall weight of the e-bike and yourself, this is definitely a huge time saver, and I highly recommend carrying this on any of your fat tire e-bikes. Now, the final tip that I'm going to give you guys is definitely pick up some storage for all these tools and supplies that I just mentioned before. You could go with something as big as a weatherproof pannier bag. Now, a pannier bag is really nice because it'll just clip right to the back of one of your rear racks. and this particular one will actually be weatherproof. So if you do any rain riding or anything like that, you can put your items in here and you don't have to worry about them getting damaged. Now, another type of storage is a frame bag like this, and this will just mount to your frame on the actual center part of this triangle. You can either mount it inside of here or you can mount it on top of here. This is just another way to store all the stuff, but it's gonna be a lot more compact than say a pannier bag or a large bag on the back of your bike rack. Now, the smallest type of bike bag that you could get is going to be a seat mount bag. This one will just simply store some tools and some goodies right there, and it'll mount up underneath your seat. This is probably the most minimal type of bag that you can get. So if all of your repair items will fit inside of a bag like this is definitely going to save you a lot of weight, and it's conveniently hidden underneath your seat. So there you go, that's 5 things that I like to carry around with me whenever I go out on my e-bikes. Now, I do want to thank Pop for sponsoring this video. If you guys want to pick up one of their electric tire inflators, definitely check the links below. And as always, we'll see you guys in the next one.